Hi guys, it's Suved Arora from PropHero. I'm the CEO for Australia. And today I'm going to talk to you about how to start investing in property in Australia. As Australians, all of us just love property. We love real estate. But the reason behind that is it's considered to be one of the safest asset classes that provides consistent growth. Over the years, we've seen on an average 6 to 7% growth in real estate, annualized averages. And it provides a very safe way to invest not just your money, but also plan for retirement, passive income. The other added advantage obviously is people get a lot of tax advantages out of investing in property, and that's what makes it a very, very good decision sometimes for people. And on top of that, leveraging a bank's money in order to multiply your assets always goes a long way in building a portfolio that helps aid your retirement or plan for the future for your kids or anything else that you might be looking for. Look, as an investor, it purely depends on the kind of asset you're looking for. There are properties in Australia that can be bought for 200, 300,000 as well. So talking from a finance side, ideally you should have around $40,000 to $50,000 as a bare minimum in your savings to get started. And that's a starting point for those low value properties. If you're looking at buying some really good assets around the 500 or 600 plus mark, then ideally you should start with a balance of $80,000 to $100,000. And that can be in the form of pure savings or built up equity within your existing real estate assets as well, because that can be leveraged upon to borrow from the banks. Savings go a long way in getting a deposit ready to buy an investment property, and proper budgeting becomes a very, very important tool. So being very conscious of your expenses, monitoring how much you're spending on that avocado toast or a coffee in the morning, and where you can start cutting down on a few of the subscriptions that you might not be using. For example,
3 subscriptions to Vanity Fair
goes a long way in helping save for deposits. The other thing that you can do is if you've got other assets, other investments or real estate assets, you could leverage using things like features of an offset account with your current bank, where if you've got any savings, you put that money in an offset account and pay lesser interest on your existing properties, thereby again boosting that savings kitty that you might have. And then efficient tax planning by using a good accountant goes a long way in saving for deposits as well, because if you can optimize your tax returns, then you can save some money that way as well. Talk to some experts around what your ultimate aim is, whether you want to build a portfolio of properties, whether you want to have X million of dollars in net assets, whether you want to have a certain amount of passive income by a certain age, whether you want to retire by 40. So being clear about what your goals are is the starting point, and from there you can then build backwards and plan on what that first investment purchase should be, so that it can act as a stepping stone towards buying more assets that ultimately help you achieve that goal. And structuring your loans the right way, having your accounting done the right way, all of those are important aspects that help achieving those dreams. So the settlement process for an investment property is quite an interesting one, because whether you are a first-time investor or you've invested multiple times, that's something that always makes people nervous. And that's because there's a lot of things that can go wrong. And that's why it's very important to have, for example, a good building and pest inspection done on any asset you're purchasing to make sure you're not buying a bad asset. And then not just doing a building and pest inspection, but also analyzing it properly and using it to your advantage to either negotiate the price of a property or see where there's potential to do some minor renovations and gain value out of the property that you're buying is very important. Liaising with a good mortgage broker, a good conveyancer or solicitor, depending on the state you're buying in, is also very important, because they'll be able to guide you through the financial and legal aspects of buying a property and be on your side to help you complete that transaction. And then, Once you've gone through the entire settlement process and got the keys to that property that you know the owners of, finding the right property manager is another important aspect that you should look at, because a good property manager will make sure that you not only get a good rent but also get really good tenants who will look after your property as their own, and protect the future value of your asset. It's like any other sale transaction. You decide the time is right to exit the market because you either want to use the funds for some other kind of asset class, or there's a life event you've planned for, or maybe you want to buy in a different area because the area you invested in is not seeing as much growth anymore, and you can get better return on your investment. So all you need to do is, again, talk to a professional real estate agent and list the property for sale. And from there, the process of getting it out and encashing, settling your loan with the bank if there's any left, and then buying that next asset or doing whatever you want to with the residual funds. As soon as you buy an asset, obviously, you want to make sure it's in a good rentable condition, in an area that has low risk as far as vacancy is concerned, and start earning money on the asset. We really hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to learn more, please subscribe to our channel, like and comment below if you have any questions so that we can answer them for you.